it's MK, and I am back for layout number 2 for Kit Conspiracy. I know that I had a layout yesterday, but that one was kind of a bonus layout. So for this one, I'm actually going to do a double pager, and I'm going to put all of my papers on these 2 white pieces of cardstock. I actually put together my title using 3 different types of stickers and thickers and things like that. I have the sticker sheet from the No Limits collection. I am trying really hard to remember the sticker sheet because I forgot about it in the last Simple Stories collection that I had. I have several photos for this layout, to be exact. And then there's going to be 2 pocket page inserts, but I don't think I'll have time to record those considering I've got lots of layouts that I really want to do with these types of papers. I have some leftovers from yesterday's layout that I did, or actually, no, I apologize, day 1's layout, and then this other cut apart sheet so I can get some more pieces from it. I have this wood grain that I plan on using, as well as this beautiful, oh my gosh, aqua print. I absolutely love this color, and I have several sheets of it outside of this collection because I just could not get enough of this color. So those are the 2 pocket pages that I also have planned, but I don't put them in this video because there's just way too much going on. So I chose not to do it. Basically, there are so many photos covering up the pockets, there's not very much to be decorating with. So it's going to basically be deciding what papers go behind my photos, glue them together, and that's it, you guys. Nothing fancy is going to go in the pockets at all. These are photos of my kids trying out Swedish candy. So we did a candy tasting test one night as just for fun. My good friend, oh my gosh, tripping over my words, I apologize. My good friend, Karina, actually sent these over when we were together on a design team, and we were talking about something, and I can't remember, and she says, oh my gosh, I am going to send your kids a box of candy from Sweden, and then I want to know what you guys think of it, because it's not your typical American candy, which she was absolutely correct. I could eat European candy 10 times more than I can eat the American stuff. The American stuff for me is just way too sweet. I can't handle it. I'm probably the only person in the world that does not like chocolate, at least not over here. Scrappy Adam here on YouTube also sent me some candies from England, and again, not nearly as sweet as what we are used to here in the States. So I have to tell you guys that definitely I am an overseas candy eater, closet junkie type of deal. So, but anyways, my kids had a blast. I actually have a piece of paper where we rated, because there's 6 of us. So a 1 out of 6 was the rating that we were giving everything. However, that paper is temporarily misplaced. That's my term for being lost. And so I definitely need to, relocate it so that way I can add it with, because we all had opinions. I wrote down notes of everything that we loved or didn't like about the candies. Okay, so I have put my wood grain on the top and on the bottom, and the reason why I did that is because most of my kids are being taken pictures in front of our coffee table that my oldest daughter actually made in wood shop back when she was a senior. So I definitely wanted that wood grain vibe. Not that the story is about her coffee table, but we do a lot of things around the coffee table. And it's way better than the coffee table we had before. I have to say that much. My husband does have to, oh my god. My husband does have to fix it ever so slightly because it does get used a lot. So it's starting to come apart. So yeah, my husband does have to fix it, but I wanted that warm feeling by adding the wood grain on the top and the bottom of my layout. So that's where that came from. And then of course, just this beautiful burst, gorgeous burst of this aqua color. I absolutely love it. In fact, I should have left it just like this. This is actually the layout upside down, but see that swirl of white and the splatter of blue? I think I end up covering those up. Because that's where I put my photo, and I didn't even realize that until like right now. I should have paid more attention, but I was so excited to just do this layout. Now, one of my cardstocks you can see is just where I cut out a couple things on my die cut machine, and so I didn't want to throw the paper away. I have several sheets of these, you guys. I use them to back my papers all the time, my layouts and things like that, so that way they do not, they don't, get weak or anything like that. When I use a thinner paper as a background, I just mount them on cardstock that has a good, 50% left on it. So yeah, I definitely do that. So I took that polka dot paper and I cut it in half. So that way I had enough to go across 2-page layout. And then I didn't have enough of the diagonal striped paper. So I went ahead and I just used the stripe printed paper that was in the collection. I don't think that I even notice the difference between an angle and a non-angle. Plus, when you flip through the album, you're going to have my left page, 2 pocket pages, and then my right page. So by the time that you're done looking through all those photos, you're definitely going to not even notice the fact that I don't think these stripes are angled. Weird. So yeah, I just don't even bother with it. So I'm going to take these 4 pieces. So cut aparts for me, unless I have something specific for them, they're kind of hard for me. Unless they're all banners and words and things like that, useful items. But when they're just big old colored pieces, colored blocks like this, I struggle with them. So a lot of the technique that you're going to see is repetitive from the very first layout, because I like to use them as just a layer. So I'll add a layer here, I'll add a layer there. But I thought that this one was so fun and all the packaging was so colorful and beautiful that I kind of figured that what it looks like to me is a bunch of the candy wrappers and my photos laying on top of them. So that's the effect that I was going for, especially with the jagged edge. Like I said, I am distressing my edges, you guys. I apologize if it is getting old for some people, but I am just having a blast doing it. I think that it gives my layout some dimension without actually adding bulk to my layouts. I really like the effect, and it's such a small effect that it actually stays in my album, even though my album, closes and smushes and whatnot. So I like it. I really do. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off. Like I said, I was trying to get the whole, this is a candy wrapper effect going on the back of my layout. Or I'm sorry, on the back of my photo. But yeah, I just definitely wanted that feel to it, and the crazy stuff. It wasn't chaotic. Everybody was really patient on wanting to try the candies, and I took a picture of them taking a bite of one of the candies. But of course, we had several more because you can't not try a candy just once. It just doesn't happen. So, but I wanted to make sure that they got a picture of, all the kids. And then of course, in one of the pocket pages, our puppies were very interested in what it was that we were doing. And so they come over and, on the not so sweet candies, more of the salty candies, those are the ones that we offered to the dogs. And they took one sniff and was like, no, we want something real. So it was quite fun. We had a blast. And the thing is that the kids didn't really get a sugar high off of this little game, because of the fact that they're not as sweet and they're not as high in sugar as the American candies are. And so I just thought that it was a perfect little after dinner, game that we played. And I had a little Lazy Susan, and and it was the largest Lazy Susan I had at the time. And so we basically just put everything on the Lazy Susan and went around in a circle and, tested the candies. It was good fun, you guys. Very good fun. I had a blast doing this with my kids. And it was different. The kids are like, wow, this is kind of cool. Absolutely very generous of Karina to send this to us. I just... and yes, it was last year. I'm a little late in posting this and saying, I said my thank yous. And actually, you know what? I think I took a picture of our ratings. So if I can't find the original, I think I'll go back into our messaging and steal that picture. So for sure. So now I am just trying to figure out how I want my title to go. And at first I was going to say, taste testing. But I have to say that I didn't have enough teas, and I did not want to mix and match my alphas for this. Down at the bottom for the word tasting. Oh my gosh. I did not want to mix my alphas on that one. Just because I think I was being lazy, in all honesty. See, I covered up that white spot. Why was I not thinking? I don't know. But I do love all these colors. I mean, it just reminds me of all the candy wrappers. It really, really does. I did not have a problem at all. You know, when the kids came home and asked for an after-school snack, can we have some of the Swedish candy? I did not have a problem saying, go for it, because I knew they weren't going to get high on sugar. I absolutely loved this. There were a couple candies that I have to say were not a hit in my house, which are the two. So on the page on the right, there's the candies, and that page goes by really fast because I just put one small little decoration on. But there is a picture of the first candy that she definitely wanted us to try, because that is I think one of her favorites, or I can't remember. I am so sorry, Karina. But that one definitely was not a big hit. It's the saltiest. And then the other one was our favorite out of all of them. So I wanted to make sure that those got on a layout, and then everything else was just all the rest of the candies. And I think what I want to do is do a star rating on the pockets of, this was a 1 star, which means only one of us out of the 6 liked it, or this was a 5 star, which means 5 out of the 6 liked it, and so on and so forth. But like I said, if I cannot find that paper, I'll go back to our conversation and definitely, use that photo that I took, and it would be perfect, because then I can put it in a pocket page instead of, putting it behind these photos or in its own 8.5 by 11. So perfect. But here are the 2 photos, and they read them like a book. So the candy wrapper up at the top, which I can't even tell you how to pronounce it. She actually, on the little paper that she sent us, which was perfect little piece of paper. Oh my gosh. It was amazing, you guys. It had the name of the candy, and then exactly kind of the flavoring of the candy. So what to expect when to eat it. And then a little, pronunciation, in parentheses. So that way we could try to pronounce it. And oh my gosh, it was so fun having the kids try to pronounce it, and just good times, you guys, seriously. But, there's the candy. And then to the right of it is, and this is the upper row, to the right of it is the candy in the kids' hands with the bag in front of them. And then the next one was, like I said, their favorite out of all of the candies that she sent us. And so, of course, that's a photo of them holding it, and then the 2 bags. One of them is original, and the other one I think was sour. I think that was what it was. And so we liked them both, because when they say sour, they're not as sour as our little sour patch thingies. So yeah, oh my gosh, you guys, perfect candies, perfect. So anyways, I just decided to cut one of the stickers, circle stickers, in half. And I chose the circles because I thought that was the biggest candy looking embellishment out of the whole group of embellishments and things, without actually having to go and search for something that might work with this stuff. I definitely wanted to just use pretty much what I already had, because the thing about these kits that Janet and I are using this month they're heavily in embellishments, and so I almost don't have to go anywhere to get anything, and which is nice. I can't complain about that one, but it's a lot, and I'm going to have a lot left over. So I definitely wanted to try to stick with what I had. And so that's why I went with circles for this particular layout. So yeah, it was just such a great time. I had a blast putting the layout together. Now that tag down at the bottom, it's just resting there. It's not going to stay there. I'm having a hard time trying to use the tag. I'm not very good at using tags at all. But I do try it on almost every single layout. I at least comes in for a trial run. But I'm just adding a little bit of embellishment to that circle, and the little word that I picked off of the sticker sheet. just to try to bring your eye down into the photos and take a look and see what all you guys have. But I might go through, I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on our photos or if I'm going to put it on the candies part where it gets the star rating from, from us and whatnot. I'm not sure yet. But I bring these stars in. I apologize if you guys get star sick, but I do bring them in for every single layout. I have that whole sheet of stars that I fussy cut, and they have to be used because what am I going to do with them outside? I mean, yes, I do. They match all the other Cocoa Vanilla collections, you guys. Absolutely, they do. So I'm definitely not worried if I have a few left over, but I think it's going to be a goal of mine to use them all up. So I think this is going to be a great time for me to mention that I am doing this series with Janet over on Galaxy Girl Creations. She is also creating with this exact same kit all week long. Actually, I don't know if she's doing it all week long. I do know it is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are the days that we have committed to. We didn't want to overcommit ourselves because of the fact that life might get in the way. And I know that, if we say we're going to do something, then Janet and I are the type of people that really want to stick with that because we said we were going to. So I definitely don't want to disappoint if life gets in the way and I'm not able to do outside of the 3 layouts, right? So anywho, this is just about over, but yes, please check out Janet's channel and see exactly where, what she is creating with today. I love how different our layouts are turning out and, the directions that we go and what is it that, inspires us and everything like that. On my 2-page layouts recently, and I'm not sure if I said this last week for those 2 layouts, for my 2-page layouts that I did over there, but I have been using the guides that came in a class that I took from Allison Davis over on Scrapbook Generation. She did I think it was a couple months ago, she did a 4x6 photos class. And that's all I print. And so what I've been doing is going through and checking to see, she's got this really cool, just 4x6 designs, how she, if you have 3 of them, here it is across a 2-page layout. If you have 4 of them, 5 of them, I think all the way up to 8. And she shows you different ways to arrange them, which I never thought that I would need help with that, but it comes in handy, seriously. And so I definitely used it for this one, and I used it last week as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. I apologize if I did not, but it was an awesome class. And I'm glad I finally get around to, utilizing all of the information that she shared with us. All right, you guys, this is what I have for today. I had so much fun. Like I said, I do not intend to show the pocket pages because honestly, we took so many photos that it's just very heavily in photos. I'm just going to trim them down, put a fun paper behind them, and that's it. Put them back in the pockets. I don't plan on doing a whole lot of embellishments. But yeah, that is it for me today. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I will check you all later. Oh my goodness. Bye.